Feels really good. That was important to win that game. We knew the first 4 games were going to be tough. Probably not going to go unblemished, but wanted to avoid that 0-2 start. And we could have easily threw up 90-something in both those games and lost. We would have had to deal with that. But, we put together a quality game that's, going to win 8 or 9 out of 10 against most opponents. And so we came out with, 50-50 after the first 2 games. We're feeling pretty good. Well, it was more of the same as yesterday, which was nice to see. Probably played even better than yesterday. So that was good. Guys are ready to play this morning. Especially yesterday, just the full house, first draw of the event, just the vibe and the atmosphere of the crowd and people having a really good time and echoing it out loud. That was different. That was definitely different than anything I've experienced.
Fun too, I imagine.
Yeah, very fun. Yeah, for sure. They weren't cheering against us. Maybe the odd guy, but they're very appreciative and a fun crowd. They were really enjoying themselves, and that was coming out onto the ice surface.
You could get used to this, in other words.
Yeah, absolutely.
Must have been nice to get the boys back on winning track after, obviously a tough loss yesterday.
Yeah, tough loss in terms of the result, but I think the boys played pretty well, as did Glenn. So that's one of those losses that you just accept and you say, okay, you know what, disappointed with the result, but not disappointed with the performance.
And that's what's interesting about this event from a coaching perspective is that you have to prepare your guys that there's nobody going 11-0 in this thing. You got to accept the fact that you're going to lose some games even when you play at your best.
Yeah, resilience is a big thing at this event. I mean, everybody knows probably. I mean, there's no team that wouldn't be happy with 9-2 at the end of this week. So yeah, you accept and expect those losses, and obviously you got to make sure you win more than you lose. But at the end of the day, yeah, that was. That's a good result for us there, bouncing back, because it's so easy to say, okay, no disrespect to New Brunswick, but probably one of the less favoured teams here. You got to show up, and we came back very well today, so very happy with that.
Well, and interesting, I was talking to Mike McEwan earlier, and he said much the same thing. You can accept the fact that you're going to lose to good teams, but you don't want to start this thing 0-2.
No, 0-2 is a whole for any team, and 0-3 would be even worse. So no, right now we're happy 1-1, and hopefully we can keep it going this afternoon.
When are the easy games going to start?
Here, not ever, non-existent, I don't think. So we got to be prepared for that. And yeah, that was a good game. Another great team, and we got a little bit of a jump early, and then it was a mental marathon, and lucky to be able to pull that one out. Big part of the game, and a huge part in a field like this, and an event like this with the length of the event and so on and so forth. You've got to find a way to stay within yourself and be in the moment and be positive. All those things, all those cliches, but so important.
Right. So in terms of being able to keep that focus and not being tempted to even look on the sheet next to you where there's a great game going on, has that ever been an issue? Is it more of an issue here?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, you could get caught up in that. I am always doing my best when you're so immersed in your game that you really do forget about it, and that's not going to be hard. The good news is to do here either, because every game is going to be a battle. So you've got to be right into it, and there's no time for looking around. You just can't afford to.
And last question: what do you like about what the boys are doing in front of you today? Or in general?
Yeah, you know what? We're getting off to good starts, I think, is the key so far for us. Playing really well the first few ends, able to get something on, and then this game was just good enough to kind of run with. So I like the starts we've had.
I've been talking to a couple guys today just about what a mental grind it's been so far. Are you even surprised at that, or as expected?
Definitely as expected. It's every game out there is going to be a tough one. We've just had back-to-back extra end games, and I think the team who can really battle through this mental and physical grind this week is going to have a good chance in the end.
What have you liked about your team so far through 2 games?
You know what? We've been intense. We've been very focused. We've brought a lot of effort to every shot, and I think we've been relatively calm throughout the whole thing too, which our team is going to rev high. We know that we need to rev high in order to perform our best. We're going to be like that hopefully every single game. But even though we rev high and we're putting a lot of effort and intensity into these shots, we're finding a way to be positive, and it's great.
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest thing about your team. I mean, you still manage to channel that emotion, but in so many more other ways, you're a more mature team that does take a time on the ice to think things through.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that if we can bring everything to every shot, and you can look at the guy beside you and see that they're giving maximum effort, that goes a long way. And no matter what, when we seem to do that, yeah, we might get a little frustrated here and there with the odd miss and maybe get really excited when we make a big shot, but we seem to channel that energy to one another in a positive way.
Okay, let's get it out there.
Sure.
What's the deal?
What?
The facial hair, come on now.
Yeah, well, you know what? I always wanted to try to grow a beard. And after the Christmas break hit, I thought that was a good opportunity to grow some facial hair. And obviously my hairline's not getting any better. Lots of people who have watched us over the past little while know that. But I'm liking the beard. My dad has a beard, and he's always had a beard, so I thought I would try it out as well.
How is the missus and the little girl taking it though?
Well, Shauna's not a huge fan. At first, she did not like the new look at all with the shaved head and the beard because it's a pretty drastic change, but I think she's coming around to it, and obviously the baby at this point doesn't know any different. She's only 13 months, but I guess as she gets a little older, she might be shocked if I ever shave it at this point.